Alright guys, so our submission for the contact form is going through, but there's a couple more things we want to do. I want to make it so that if the authenticated user has already sent an inquiry, that they get a message saying they've already sent it. And then I also want to add the functionality of email. I want to send whoever the realtor email is, I want to send them an email notifying them that there's been a submission. So let's start off with telling the user that they've already had an inquiry. So we're going to go right here. Let's say check if user has made inquiry already. So we're first going to just say if request dot user dot, and then we want to use that is authenticated. Okay, so if they're authenticated, then we're going to say user ID equals request dot user dot ID. All right, and then after that, I'm going to say has underscore contacted and set that to our contact model, and then objects dot all. And then I want to filter, okay, and I want to filter, I'm going to say listing underscore ID equals listing underscore ID, because we want to check for the current listing and the current user. So user underscore ID equals user underscore ID. Okay, and then right under that, we're going to do an if. We're going to check that has contacted. So if has contacted, we want to send an error message. So messages dot error. And we'll just say you have already made an inquiry for this listing. And then we'll redirect back to the same listing. So I'm just going to copy this redirect down here. Put that there. Make sure that's on the same line. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that and let's give it a shot. So let's go back and let's reload. So I want to log in as Kathy because she already made a listing. What did she call it? 28 Gifford Street. So Kathy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so now let's go to that Gifford Street and let's try to make an inquiry. Okay, so I'm just going to send, and there we go. You have already made an inquiry for this listing. So let's go to another one, make sure we can make them to make an inquiry to one we haven't actually done yet, and that works. So if we go to the admin area, we're going to just have to relog in as Brad. And she has one for 12 United, but notice that she doesn't have two for 28 Gifford Street, so it prevented that from happening. So there's no way to prevent an unregistered user from making multiple inquiries on the same property unless you add like IP tracking and stuff like that, but we're not going to get into that. We just want to make sure that logged in users don't make double inquiries. All right, cool. So now let's do the email stuff. So if we go to Django, let's just say Django email, and right here, the sending email documentation. What we need to do is pretty simple. We just bring in send mail from Django core mail. We simply run send mail. We put the subject, the message, the from email, any two emails. Fail silently, we'll just set that to false. We'll use the default. So you have to do that, and then in the settings we have to add some stuff as well. I don't know, it should be on this page. We have to add like our email server and stuff like that, and I'm just going to be using Gmail. Yeah, so these are the variables we need, like email host, email port, things like that. So I'm going to show you how to use it with Gmail. Okay, and yeah, let's go to our settings. So we're going to go to BTRE settings.py, and let's go all the way down to the end. And let's do email config. All right, so we want to say email underscore host. So our host, since we're using Gmail, is going to be smtp.gmail.com. And we want the port, so let's say email underscore port. And that's going to be 587. Depending on your SMTP server, whoever you're using, this port may be different. Then you want your user, so email underscore host underscore user. All right, and I'm actually going to do this off camera, but you want to put your Gmail user and then email underscore host underscore password, and you want to put your Gmail password, and then we want to set email, let's see, email underscore use underscore TLS, and we're going to set that to true. So those should be the only options that we need here in order to use Gmail. So I'm going to save this, and then let's go to views.py, and we need to figure out where we want to put this, and that's going to be, I'm going to do it right after we save, because I only want the email to be sent out if it's saved. If we put it up here and something goes wrong, I don't want the email to be sent. So we actually need to bring this in up top. So let's say I'll go right here, and we'll say from Django.core.mail, we want to import send mail. Okay, so let's see, I think, yeah, we should be good. Yeah, let's go down here and let's do send underscore mail. All right, and this is going to get a few things. So the message, or the subject, I'm going to say property listing inquiry. And then we want the body, which I'm just going to keep very simple. I'm going to say, whoops, we want quotes here. I'm going to say there has been an inquiry for, and then I'm going to just concatenate the listing, okay, which is just like the listing title. You could put this in the subject if you want as well. So we'll put like let's just do a period and then a space, and we'll say sign into the admin panel for more info. And you can construct this and make this a lot more in-depth if you want. But that's going to be our body. Next thing we need is the from address, which is going to be the address we set up for SMTP, which is going to be our Google. And I'll just put it in here. It's a junk email anyway. So mine's going to be traversy.brad@gmail.com. So that is what would go right here as the user. Like that. Okay, and obviously you want to put your password in. Let's see. So the next thing we want is we want to put in an array, or a list, I should say, of email addresses that you want these to get sent to. Now, what I want to do is use the realtor email right here. So I'm going to take that and let's put that in there. And then I'm going to send to one of my email addresses so I can check it. So I'm going to say techguyinfo@gmail.com. Okay, so just so I can check to make sure it works. And then we're going to do our fail silently equals false. Okay, so it'll show us some error messages if something goes wrong. All right, so I think that's it. So what I'll do is I'll save this, and then let's see, off screen I'll put my password in, and then we'll test it. So I'm just gonna pause for a second, put my password in, and then we'll go and test it. All right, so I put my password into the settings and everything should be okay. So I'm gonna actually just send in a submission. I'm not logged in, That doesn't matter though. And let's put something in here. So I'll just say like Jack. We'll say Jack Williams .com, and let's just send that. Okay, so your request has been sent. If we go to the back end, I'm just going to log in again. So there's Jack Williams. Now I'm going to check my email. So I'm actually just going to pull a tab off the screen for a second and just check it out. Okay, so there it is. I don't really want to show you guys like my whole inbox, so I'm going to click on it and then I'm going to bring it over. Okay, so we get property listing inquiry, and this was not in my spam box. It was right in Gmail, and it has the from email address, which is the Gmail traversy.brad, and in here you can see it also went to kyle@btrealestate.co, which is not a valid email address, but that's what is that's the email address that Kyle has in the system, so that's who it goes to. So it's not like it just goes to one master email address. I mean, you could do that, but we're actually having it go to that specific realtor's email address. Okay, so like Mark or Jenny, they wouldn't get this email because it's not their listing. Okay, makes sense. And it says there's been an inquiry for 12 United Road. Sign into the admin panel for more. So whatever the listing is will be put here, and you could put that in the subject if you want as well. All right, cool. So that's all working. So we can make inquiries. It goes into the database, and not only that, an email gets sent as well. All right, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one.